By the time he was just 22, A.J. Hartig had already experienced quite a lot. He had overcome the loss of both parents, helped raise his kid sister, worked in the local drugstore, and graduated with a pharmacy degree from Northwestern. The year was 1904, and A.J. was about to make a name for himself. A.J. was just finishing college when he received a series of pressing letters from his old boss, Otto Reude. Reude's health was failing, and he desperately needed someone to take over the family store. He turned to his trusted apprentice for help, and early on it was obvious that A.J. was not going to run your typical pharmacy.
My grandfather was kind of an entrepreneur. He wanted to sell whatever he could sell because he wanted to bring more people into his store. He wanted to become a more popular place to shop. Over-the-counter drugs and cards and candy and paint and glass, but it was a full-line drugstore, and it always has been since day one. We've always had a lot of variety in our merchandise in our drugstores.
His ideas were a hit, and sales began to grow. But A.J. made it clear from the start that his business was about his customers and his community. That combination proved successful, and in 1912, the second Hartig Drug store was opened across the river in East Dubuque, Illinois. And once again, A.J. broke new ground, putting his sister Olga in charge.
She was the only woman pharmacist in the Dubuque area during her era, and she practiced and ran pharmacies pretty much her whole life.
In 1917, he opened his third location, and by now, customers were lining up to get into A.J.'s stores.
The place was packed. In one 24-hour period, he had 14,000 customers. I mean, that's a huge number of customers today.
But in 1929, everything changed as the stock market crash propelled the nation into the Depression. Businesses closed, and jobs became scarce. With no way to pay for their medicines, Hartig customers turned to A.J. for help.
My grandfather needed to provide medicine for people who didn't have any money. There was no Medicare. There was no safety net, if you will, back in those days. The safety net was the heart and compassion of pharmacists like A.J. Hartig. People would trade chickens, food, commodities from their farms, anything they had to barter their way into better health.
By the end of the war, the economy was back on track, and once again Hartig began to grow. By now, A.J.'s two sons, Dave and Ken, had both joined the family business. And it was also during that time that A.J. gambled on another idea, opening Iowa's first self-service drugstore.
It was a new concept whereby the patient and customer would walk in and pick up whatever they wanted. Can you imagine that? And it opened and served 10,000 customers in its first 2 days, another pretty big hit. And it became a very standard way of operating a drugstore.
In 1964, 60 years after he opened his first store, A.J. Hartig passed away. He had built the nation's second oldest family-run drugstore chain while staying true to his mission of customer service, hard work, and community involvement. In 1970, A.J.'s eldest son Dave retired, selling his share of the business to his brother Ken. Ken expanded the Hartig chain, opening 2 more stores. But in 1973, his sudden death left the family in a state of shock and the future of the business up in the air. Ken's son Dick was finishing his pharmacy degree when he was asked to return from college and help run the business, just as his grandfather A.J. had done nearly 70 years before.
I think about it all the time. I think about my father's very sudden death and me being asked, what are you going to do? I think about what I could have done with my life, and I think about what I have done with my life, and I'm very proud of what I did do and the decisions I made.
Under Dick's leadership, Hartig continued to break new ground, forming innovative healthcare partnerships and finding additional ways to reach his customers. In 2001, Dick hired Fortune 100 executive Keith Biebelhausen to be president of Hartig Drug. Today, Hartig Drug is stronger than ever before, with stores in Iowa, Wisconsin, and Illinois.
I expect Hartig Drug to continue to grow. We expect to grow in store count. We expect to grow in volume. We expect pharmacy to grow. We truly believe and know that as an employer and part of the community, we will continue to serve and grow and help the communities where we operate.
Walk into any Hartig store today and you'll see that even though the times have changed, our approach to business has stayed exactly the same.
We do have a spirit. We are very serious about our mission, and we are very committed to taking every customer and turning them into a friend and a repeat customer.
That's what has made this company great, is that they really do care about each and every customer that comes in the door. And I think they feel like they're visiting a friend. You know all about the people that shop at our stores, and they know about you. And it's just a very comfortable environment for them. They feel very safe there.
I told Dick this last week that I've never worked for a company that had so many long-term, loyal people. We have people that have been around 45 years, 25 years. So it is really a family atmosphere.
It is a very pleasant working environment. Lots of give and take, lots of exchange of ideas, and I do enjoy the fact that they're staying very progressive in the retail environment, but yet giving the stores the feel of a small hometown pharmacy.
Technology today is absolutely critical, and we invest a lot of dollars in technology. Not for technology's sake, but largely for quality of life issues for pharmacists, for pharmacy technicians, for speed, for accuracy, for patient convenience, for the good of the customer so that they're happier.
We've redesigned our pharmacy flow. We've put the pharmacist in front of the patient to have face time with the patient, to counsel, to comfort, and to help. Really allowing pharmacists to do what they do best. And that's to practice pharmacy, not count and pour. And we think it's a huge step not only for the betterment of the practice, but for the betterment of our company.
I think a big part of it is that person that comes in and they know that pharmacist by name and they see that same face every time they come in. So, I mean, there has to be a trust relationship there.
A day does not go by where I don't get a letter from someone. And not a complaint, but a letter that says, "You can't believe how great your people were." I mean, that's the difference between us and our competitors.
To be with a company that has survived and prospered for 100 years is a privilege. It means that the company did a lot of things right. I can't say enough about having a company that's around 100 years. It's golden, it's genuine, and it's a privilege. And I'm just thankful to be here.
People still want and need the corner drugstore. It's amazing that of all the things that have come and gone, the corner drugstore is still solid.
A century of service. Hartig Drug. Here for life.